This week on SOS in America, before you hand over the keys to your car, how safe is your service center?
You buy a brand new vehicle, now it's wrecked because you took it in for service.
Can we really teach our children not to smoke?
We've also brought you a lung which has cancer in it.
Oh, God. The homeless are fleeing from city streets to water's edge.
Transient boats and hidden camps along the riverbanks, polluting the land and eventually making its way into the water.
SOS in America, the nation's new watchdog, is watching out for you. Welcome to SOS in America. I'm Carol Martin. The American River flows through Sacramento, California, and is considered one of the loveliest in the country. But it's becoming polluted, and the reason may shock and disturb you. Mary Strong has this report.
We boat in it. We drink it. But do we really know what's in the American River? Aside from the obvious,
Police department. Anybody home?
there's the not so obvious. Transient boats and hidden camps along the riverbanks, polluting the land and eventually making its way into the water.
And you can see the condition of the sides of the boats. All this stuff's going to end up in the river.
Sergeant Dave Paletta patrols the American River, making sure the transient boats comply with regulations. It is legal for them to live here, but many of these boats aren't safe for these waters.
None of these vessels out here, to our knowledge, have any separate sanitation device on them. And the couple of vessels that we have removed from here have actually just used 5-gallon drums for people to use as bathrooms.
These drums are eventually dumped into the river, along with other debris stacked on these decks. This boat sank a little over a week ago, sending all of its contents to the bottom of the river.
Morning. How you doing? Somebody with you?
The battle to protect the American River is being fought on the banks as well. That's where Officer Lance Casey and Rick Ewing make their rounds in the early morning hours.
I need to get some pictures of you guys here. Look up.
It's illegal to camp along the river, so they document and cite overnight violators. But they're hoping to prevent an even bigger problem.
Usually the ones that have a lot of trash and debris and human waste and things like that are not the overnight ones. Those are the ones where they've been there for several weeks.
Dale Duggar lives on the river in this sailboat. He plans to be here for at least 3 months.
People on the boats are throwing their garbage in the river. Because I know I seen some of it coming down by the boat. And it's got to stop.
Like many transients, Dale has been chased out of the city, forced to live on the river.
Every one of us here in Sacramento should be able to have a roof over our heads at nighttime. And if we can't ensure that, then I think we're going to have to be more tolerant of less than ideal conditions where people, in fact, find themselves forced to live.
Homeless advocates don't defend the pollution, but instead look to the greater problem of finding a permanent shelter for the homeless. But until then, the dumping will continue.
The Water Quality Control Board says the bacteria levels in the river are normal for now. But if the pollutants continue to get into the river, the water quality could be in jeopardy.
Certainly, if you get enough people with their waste going into the river, it will eventually become a water quality problem. The more people, the greater the water quality problem.
Voters can only hope the problem doesn't get any worse.
When SOS in America returns, a new target for brazen car thieves. Don't let your car become a statistic. Plus, televised wrestling. Is it making kids more violent?
I like to see the people get beat up.
Italian-style meatballs simmered in a thick, savory sauce and smothered in layers of fresh mozzarella, wrapped in the crispy crust of Lean Pockets. With only 7 grams of fat, meatballs and mozzarella from Lean Pockets.
Your child could get lice. To kill lice and their eggs, get Maximum Strength Rid. It's so effective, it kills lice completely. And Rid leaves no active residue behind. Nothing is more effective than Rid.
Yo, what's up? Y'all ready to flip this 2 for 2? What's up, y'all? It's me, Super Dude, your Burger King DJ, and we doing it up your way. Not once, but twice, baby. Flip it. 2 big Whopper sandwiches, styled up exactly your way. Just the way you like it, for only $2. I'm talking the big tasty Whopper times 2. Customized, personalized, and flavorized. Your way, your taste, for only $2. Yeah, one for me and one for the Whopper, baby. 2 for $2 for a short time, only at Burger King. 2 and out.
Find a little heaven in the most unlikely places. Portland.citysearch.com, your online guide to local restaurants, or whatever you're into.
I'm ready to rumble. I'm gonna beat you like a dog. I'm your daddy today. That's right. Beat him like I told you I was coming. Right. You thought that it was over, didn't you? You thought you had a chance, but I'm here today. I told you I was coming.
Once in a century, along comes a man whose strength and courage raises him above all others.
I am the greatest.
This is how he got there.
This is my history today.
Terrence Howard and the Practice's Steve Harris star and Muhammad Ali, King of the World, tonight 9/8 Central on ABC.
I'm gonna shake up the world.
Put down your remote and pick up your buzzer.
This week's categories are so wild, they're getting everyone flustered.
Nymphomania for 200.
No, it's Nymphorama.
Don't miss this week's Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7 on KATU, Channel 2.
And we're back. When we take our cars in for service, we hand over the keys without much thought, but maybe we should think twice. Today, bolder and more daring than ever, car thieves are going right to the source, auto dealerships. Michelle Meredith reports from Winter Park, Florida.
Go down to the ground, go down to the ground, go down to the ground. Come here.
Guns drawn, deputies screaming, people in handcuffs. It has the look and feel of a drug bust, but it's not. These suspects have been accused of stealing a car. Why so serious? Because car theft is a serious problem in Central Florida. Close to 400 are stolen in Orange County every month. And they're not just stealing in great volume, they're stealing from places with the best selection.
It was stolen from Bob Dance.
Michael and Elizabeth Agu know firsthand. Their new Cherokee was stolen right off the lot from Bob Dance Jeep. They brought it there to be serviced. So imagine their surprise when police broke the news to them.
They said, your vehicle's been in a major accident. I said, well, how could it be in an accident? It was supposed to be at Bob Dance.
The staff at Bob Dance had not reported the Jeep missing. 2 employees saw a man drive it away. One told police he thought it might be the owner. The other assumed it was the shop foreman. Turns out it was this man, according to police. They say Ronald Ingram then attempted to rob this Albertsons, ran over a manager who tried to stop him, and eventually wrecked Michael's $40,000 pride and joy.
Shock. Wouldn't you be? You buy a brand new vehicle and now it's wrecked because you took it in for service?
Is this one family's tale of woe? The folks in law enforcement say no. They say it's a growing trend at dealerships and car rental companies. And the reason is so simple, it's mind-boggling. At both places, the keys are left in or on the car. Orlando police say last year, 340 vehicles were reported stolen from car lots and car rental companies.
Hey, Bill, what's the 1043 on the Durango?
The Orange County Sheriff's Office has noticed the trend, too. On this day, they're looking for a brand new Dodge Durango, stolen from another dealership, Orlando Dodge.
They're not stealing them to joyride, they're stealing them to commit other crimes.
Bottom line, car thieves are crafty, so the Sheriff's Office got creative. They developed a program called Auto Trap. The goal? Recover the stolen car and the suspect at the same time.
For a long time, we had pretty much reacted to stuff. Now we're taking a proactive approach.
Wearing plain clothes and driving unmarked cars, they troll the streets armed with a laptop and a list of hot cars.
All right, I'm blocking, cover the driver.
When they spot one, they trap the suspects on the street, or in this case, in a carport.
Hey, slow down, man.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
The suspects have no clue what hit them, but the Orange County Sheriff's Office has hit a home run. In 1 year, the number of arrests for car thefts have doubled.
You're going to jail for grand theft auto now, okay?
Oh, come on. I was not driving
Yes, you were driving the car.
Our next report spotlights an issue high on the nation's agenda, teen violence. Experts are now taking a closer look at televised wrestling and the effect it is having on young people. From Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, John Shainman has this report.
The crowd at the National Car Rental Center is pumped. They've come to see the stars of the World Wrestling Federation, better known as the WWF. Fans have been waiting months for this night.
That's it. That's it.
12-year-old Thomas Vasquez is one of them. He's been saving up cash and getting some help from Mom to buy a ticket.
I used my birthday and Christmas money, and she paid for half of it.
At home before the big match, Thomas shows off his wrestling garb and talks about why he loves this stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, and when they do the moves, they pull it off good. It looks real.
Thomas and his younger brother Chris often play out their wrestling fantasies with video games, and their mom says sometimes they even act as though they're the ones in the ring.
They'll tell you that, oh, they know it's fake, but when they act out and when they're in the most perverse moments, it comes out, and they can be aggressive.
Psychologist David Lustig says a child's desire to be a larger-than-life figure is nothing new.
30 or 40 years ago, you had cases of kids jumping out of the second-story window, believing that they could fly like Superman.
Lustig, who counts a pro wrestler as a former client, says it's important that with the parents' help, kids understand what they're seeing.
Wrestling is dangerous for the kids if they imitate the things that they see on TV without realizing that these wrestlers are actually going to tremendous lengths not to hurt each other.
We are trained to take these things. We're like a stunt man and an actor all rolled into one.
Ken Shamrock has spent 2.5 years with the WWF. He's also a father of 4 and calls his kids every night after a show to let them know he's okay.
You have to make sure you educate your children, show them a lot of love, and show them the right way to do things.
Shamrock says after seeing his oldest son preparing to pile drive his little brother, he had to have a heart-to-heart talk with his kids.
If you take him off that couch and you drop him on his head, it ain't going to be like what you see on TV. He will never walk again.
While many fans can't seem to get enough of the violence,
I like to see the people get beat up.
Not every teen who likes wrestling fantasizes about life in the pros.
Well, professional wrestling may have all the glitz and glamour, but if you want to look at real wrestling, come to the Boca Raton Police Athletic League practices.
Takedowns only. If you get the takedown, back up on your feet.
You won't see any punches, kicks, or chairs here. Detective Kevin McCabe's troops practice 3 times a week, and if they don't get the grades, they don't get to grapple.
Nice, John. At the beginning of the year, a lot of these kids had problems with their grades. The second set of report cards just came out, and there was not one failing grade.
McCabe's captains aren't big fans of the pros for a couple of reasons.
I don't watch it. It doesn't really entertain me that much.
I think it kind of hurts us because a lot of kids come out thinking that it's WWF and they start to get violent.
But pro wrestlers argue their shows are no more violent than other things you'd see on TV.
You know, last time I checked our show, we didn't kill anybody or anything like that. You turn on a Clint Eastwood movie and he's killing half the town.
It's hard to say how long pro wrestling will stay this popular. Right now, formula works. It keeps fans screaming in the aisles for more.
Next, how do you get teenagers to stop smoking? Well, in Hawaii, they meet the challenge.
Pack and a half, 2 packs, depends on my moods.
For sinus sufferers, it can start with a twinge or perhaps a slight pressure. For everyone, there's a signal. Your sinuses are gonna be trouble. Don't let it happen. Take Sudafed at the first sign. Untreated sinus pressure can escalate to pain. But now, taking Sudafed at the first sign releases pressure, so symptoms don't get worse.
The first sign of pressure, that's my signal.
Stop sinus pain before it starts. Take non-drowsy Sudafed at the first sign.
The Portland Chamber has distributed Step 1 to Portland and vicinity since 1994. It's a great tool for folks wanting to move to our area and also for those wanting to move within our area. This 30-minute video and booklet tells you about communities, schools, recreation, crime, weather, and more.
And as close as your Portland Chamber of Commerce. Funded by Safeco and KATU Channel 2.
Help them make a smart move. Call now to order Step 1 to Portland and vicinity.
I used to be a class clown. Now, I'm learning to be a real one. I take a class at the circus. It's not just about being silly. It takes a lot of discipline and concentration. You really have to focus on what you're doing. or you might mess up. When I make mistakes, I know I just have to go on. Encourage children to learn lessons beyond the classroom. Put children first.
It's a new century, so make a resolution that you can finally keep. Resolve to watch The Rosie O'Donnell Show. The fun has arrived! That's it! With so many great new shows, you couldn't break this resolution if you tried. Monday, please welcome the lovely and talented Susan Sarandon. And for the first time, actor Skeet Ulrich. It's an all-new century, all-new Rosie. Verklempt is all I have to say.
Today at 4 on KATU, Channel 2.
Empower yourself to do good things. Try some of these.
Get empowered to get involved.
Brought to you by your local Jeep dealer and KATU.
Welcome back. As part of a settlement with the tobacco industry, Hawaii is slated to receive more than $1 billion, a significant portion of which will be set aside to educate youth about smoking. But can you teach kids not to smoke at all? Well, one Honolulu television station put teens to the test with a smoking challenge. Here with the story is Jill Kuramoto.
For the next 4 weeks, we're going to try our own anti-smoking program. And $100 is what we've offered these teens if they can stop smoking. We challenged 7 Oahu teenagers to quit smoking. Let's meet them.
First couple times I did, I was coughing my guts out, and it was like really disgusting, and I don't even, it was awful, but I don't know, I just kept doing it.
This is 16-year-old Alana Madrid from Kaneohe. She's been smoking since she was 12. It's the same story we've heard from our relatives and friends who've smoked for years, but these stories come from smokers 16, 17, and 18 years old. Why they smoke isn't much different either.
I just light up a cigarette and sit down someplace and just like get off with that.
Charlotte Aquino is 17 years old from Kaneohe. She said she started smoking because she saw others doing it. A Department of Health survey shows nearly a third of all Hawaii high school students smoke.
Oh, pack and a half, 2 packs, depends on my moods.
It's not good for your lungs. And you can get gum cancer and lung cancer, and it just stinks.
Matt Takata is from Kaimuki. He's 17. Matt says he's addicted to cigarettes. So does 16-year-old Scott Takayama, also from Kaimuki.
It's bad. Smoking is bad. I don't know. It's stupid.
So if they know it's bad, why don't they quit?
The minute you think that you can quit and you try it, you can't.
You need something to feed your addiction, right? And most of the time I would take smoking over eating.
18-year-old Piseth Na is from downtown Honolulu. Statistics show if a person is still smoking at age 18, 90% will become lifelong smokers. 16-year-old Crystal Godfrey from Honolulu and the others are now willing to try to quit.
I saw a 7th grader giving a cigarette to a 5th grader. That just like blew my mind. That was so wrong, you know? And like, if I quit, I can tell these people that it's wrong, you know, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, you know? That's why.
17-year-old Jeremy Tanaka from East Honolulu says his motivation to quit is simple.
I'm dying already.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. Keep coughing.
First couple of days, it was real bad attitude, and everybody got real tired of me.
Just eating a lot. But that's costing more than smoking.
It's now 7 days without a cigarette. The 6 teens still left in our challenge. Today are hearing from Kaiser pulmonologist Dr. Christine Fukui.
Smoking causes...
Emphysema.
No. This has to do with how you look. Wrinkles.
Dr. Fukui plays on their fears that appearance is everything.
Have you ever seen one of these? A lot of my patients wear these. So I was going to have somebody model this. It's brand new.
Right here, this guy.
This guy?
How many of you want a car?
First Hawaiian Bank representative Corbett Kalama gives the teens the cold, hard facts about their money going up in smoke.
Cigarettes, even if it's, let's say, $4 a day, on a monthly basis, that gives you about $120. You can go out and buy a car right now with no down payment at $100 a month. That's $600, but this is nothing when you think about your. You think about your cigarettes. You know, $600. How many packs of cigarettes does that buy you? But if you look at somebody smoking 2 packs a day, it's almost $3,000 a year.
Genetic experts now say smoking in the teenage years causes permanent lung damage, and the younger the smoker starts, the more damage is done.
So why don't I show you what can happen in a smoker?
This is Kaiser pathologist Dr. Alan Goldstein.
Okay, I'm going to show you what a normal lung looks like. It's pink and spongy. Yes, it is. But we've also brought you a lung which has cancer in it.
Oh my God.
Yes, this is the tumor right here and here. But in emphysema, the airways, the air spaces are destroyed. And this also has a cancer in it, actually.
That was really awful.
I thought it was very terrifying.
This little buzzer that I've got, this is my voice for the rest of my life.
Tim Colley is a victim of throat cancer. 11 years ago, he had most of his throat and larynx removed in order to save his life. The clincher is he never smoked a cigarette in his life.
The cancer that I've got, I was told by the doctors, was the result of secondhand smoke.
Colley says being around family members and friends who smoked is what likely caused his cancer.
And it doesn't just happen to old people. The youngest person that I know that had throat cancer, 13 years old, she started smoking when she was 12.
Research shows kids who never pick up smoking by age 18 will probably never start.
A lot of times I feel like smoking. Sometimes when you're just lying at home, just want to go outside and smoke a cigarette, you know.
And then you smell it when you walk by the bathrooms. So it just gets that urge to, like, oh, I want to drag.
This is real. This is not television. This is what happens to you when you smoke.
What were you thinking?
I wanted a cigarette.
I don't know. It's bad. It's very bad. No, I think I'm never going to smoke again.
I mean, you say
that.
Who can honestly say they will never smoke again?
So, I don't know. I'm going to try, but I don't know.
I probably would smoke for like a little while more and then quit.
Health experts say it takes an average smoker 3 to 7 tries before finally quitting for good. And they say for every $1 spent to keep teens from smoking, the tobacco industry is spending $25 to get them to smoke. These teens say we need to start smoking education at an early age. They say the 3rd grade is not too young.
They just tell you, like, basically, like, oh, nah, smoking gives you gum cancer and lung cancer. So it's like, it's not going to happen to me. But then if they show you, like, the lung and the hole about that guy and all this kind of stuff, it's like you think twice and hard.
Now, even though we consider our challenge a success, if statistics are correct, it's likely about half of the group will start smoking again.
SOS in America will be right back.
I'm Judge Joseph Wapner. If you were awarded a structured settlement or lottery winnings payable over time, then I suspect you feel your money is all locked up. Singer Asset Finance has the key to unlock your money's potential by paying you a lump sum right now. Call now for your qualifying analysis, then receive this information kit free. Enjoy the benefits of your money now. A new home, money for college, a change in lifestyle.
For your free qualifying analysis, call 800-834-1032.
I expect a lot of my family. I expect Joe to get heartburn, Tony to get nausea, and Sarah indigestion at the mere sight of food. Instead, Joe would get indigestion, Tony diarrhea, and I'd end up with heartburn. I just keep first aid handy at all times.
Pepto-Bismol relieves more stomach problems than any of these other leading medicines.
I expect the unexpected.
Pepto-Bismol. First aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Your child could get lice. To kill lice and their eggs, get maximum strength Rid. It's so effective, it kills lice completely. And Rid leaves no active residue behind. Nothing is more effective than Rid.
You know, we live in New Hampshire, which is not exactly next door to anywhere.
He's more than a dentist. It's more like visiting a friend.
I practice in a town of 3,500. I live on a 32-acre farm.
I think it's really important that my dentist is online.
Information.
Keeps them up to date.
This says a lot more than I can. I'm a special needs dentist. I have several patients who are homebound.
I like Dr. Manning because he makes me laugh a lot.
I can use it to teach my patients.
Does the gingivitis when your gum pulls away from your teeth?
It's like having a reference book. All I got to do is print it.
Well, I think this internet is great.
He's got his hands in your mouth. He'll always ask you a question. You just have to sit there and grunt.
Information equals patient care, and you get that from the Crest Internet site.
Cheeseburger!
I want a cheeseburger.
Juicy, cheesy.
Cheeseburger!
We get the feeling making cheeseburger Hot Pockets would be smart. Char-grilled beef American cheese stuffed in a crispy crust. It's a guess, but we think people will like it. Cheeseburger from...
44.
Or...
Which cough medicine would you choose? 44.
Or...
Vicks 44 that lasts up to 8 hours? Or Robitussin DM you should take every 4? 44.
Or...
Get up to 4 hours more with Vicks 44.
That's our show for today. I'm Carol Martin, and I'll see you next week on SOS in America. I'm Carol Martin. On the next SOS in America, pedophiles on the internet. Who is your child chatting with? Plus, how a local junkyard became a hazardous waste site. And reckless school bus drivers. Are they driving your kids? Are gun permits a deadly joke? Also, how common foods can be lethal to your child.
Closed captioning for SOS in America provided by...
Introducing America Online new version 5.0. Now it's easier to stay in touch and even easier to get started. AOL new version 5.0. Sign up today.
That smells! Someone refill that Glade plug-in!
Don't forget to refill your Glade plug-ins.
Plug it in! Plug it in!
Make your New Year's resolution a commitment to quit smoking. Nicoderm CQ and Nicorette Gum can help you become nicotine-free to start the new millennium.
Introducing America Online new version 5.0. Now it's easier to stay in touch and even easier to get started. AOL new version 5.0. Sign up today.
I'm Debbie Reynolds. You know me best as an entertainer, but I'm here today to talk to you about something else that I take very seriously. Osteoporosis. I'm at the age where I know I'm at risk, especially since osteoporosis runs in my family. But there's no way that I'm going to let this disease sneak up on me and keep me from doing the things that I love. I found out what I needed to know by having a quick and painless bone density test. It's one of the smartest things I've ever done. The test confirmed that I had low bone density. So now I'm working with my doctor to prevent further bone loss. Osteoporosis does not have to be an inevitable part of aging. So find out where you stand. Take that critical first step. Talk to your doctor about your risk for osteoporosis and whether bone density testing is right for you.
Can you make the sick well, restore hope in young children?
For 20 years, Northwest Medical Teams has. In 1991, an eye surgeon from Eye Health Northwest traveled on a mission of mercy to Romania. Orphans received a life-changing eye correction procedure, giving them hope for a brighter tomorrow. Reaching into the next century with hope and healing hands. Call Northwest Medical Teams. Help make a powerful difference around the world.
Made possible with help from Eye Health Northwest and Pearson Financial Group.
Senators Wyden and Smith today at 9 on AM Northwest.